morning and welcome to Wine Week. I'm Daniel.
And I'm Brad.
And I'm going to annoy everyone again. Tell you that you've got to go over to wineweek.com.au to subscribe because
you could win our best dozen from last year, which we put out there in December. Fantastic group of 12 wines, so subscribe for your chance to win.
Yeah, or head over to twitter.com/wineweek. Follow us there. Also in the running. Anyhow, let's talk wine.
Let's get started with a real bargain. And look, this has become one of my personal favourite quaffers at the moment, and this is the Cape Mentelle Marmaduke. Now, Cape Mentelle, based in Margaret River, this is an interesting wine because it's a Shiraz Grenache blend. Now, you don't see a lot of Grenache in Margaret River. Now, this is actually a blend from different regions within WA, and the advantage of doing it that way, they can pick good parcels of fruit from different areas, blend them in together and create a really beautiful drink now style of wine that, look, and comes in at around $15, which, you know, at that price point, this could realistically be, you know, 20, 25, and it would still represent really good value for money with the quality they've got here. So look, it's the Cape Mentelle Marmaduke, a really great drink now style.
Yeah, now speaking of great value, let's have a look at the de Bortoli Dean Series, That 8 Shiraz. Now, the Dean Series from de Bortoli, named after Dean de Bortoli, the patriarch of the family who passed away just a few years ago. And look, these are exceptional value for money across the Dean range. The Shiraz, under $10. Now, a lot of under $10 wines are really not worth much more than the bottle and the closure. This, a big exception of that rule. This is an absolute brilliant wine at under $10, as I say. Lovely, spicy, good quality Shiraz fruit in this. You know, oakiness in there as well. Maybe some American oak being used because you kind of get vanilla sort of flavours on it. This would go beautifully if you've got a Friday night, you've got a nice meaty pizza, like a big pepperoni special, would go down absolutely beautifully. And at $10, ideally suited to just, you know, sitting around by yourself, one or two mates, watching the footy, watching the cricket, watching the Super Bowl. Absolutely brilliant. Hooking to that, the Dean de Bortoli.
Yeah, look, we've been a fan of the stuff that de Bortoli's doing at the moment for a while, and look, a sign of a really good winery is the quality of their bottom-end cheap stuff, and look, this is fantastic. Well done. I'm going to finish with our most expensive wine of the week, and it's a white wine, which we don't often do. We normally pick our red as our premium, but look, even here, we're not actually splashing out too many dollars because this is the Giant Steps Sexton Chardonnay. And this came in, we picked this up for about $25 a bottle. You know, that was on a discount, so look out for it, maybe high 20s. But what you've got here is some Yarra Valley Chardonnay at its finest, and at that price point, it would probably knock off every other Chardonnay in the Yarra Valley. Look, Phil Sexton doing terrific work across his range. We've had a look at some of his other stuff with the Innocent Bystander label, so one and the same group of people. But we haven't looked at a Giant Steps yet. We thought this Chardonnay, it's already got some complexity there, good use of oak, and at $25, it's great value for money. So Giant Steps, hook in.
Yeah, and a brilliant cellar door out in Healesville. If you happen to be around Victoria, around Melbourne, go and visit them. Anyhow, that's it for this week. I'd be remiss if I didn't remind you again. Head over to the wineweek.com.au website and subscribe. Tell your friends, follow us on Twitter, because there's hundreds and hundreds of dollars worth of brilliant wine we're going to give away to some lucky people.
Yeah, look, there's really good wine in there, but yeah, tell your friends because you get extra entries in the draw.
Yeah, and we'll see you all again next week.
See you next week.